Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Cover to Cover. You're here with Mo.
And Andrea.
And Morgan.
So today we want to talk about book vans, a new book called Mirror Mirror, Jessica Williams' latest Harry Potter venture, and A World Without Hermione. Plus, Tiffany has a What's on My Nightstand for us today, so stay tuned for that. But first, book lovers adore a good midnight release, and bookstores are coming through today to help celebrate John Green's latest book, Turtles All the Way Down.
That's right. So tonight at midnight, Turtles All the Way Down will be released. And it's been 5 years since Green has come out with the novel, so fans will be clamoring to get their hands on his latest book. Are you guys attending any events tonight? And are you looking forward to this highly anticipated release?
I'm really excited for John Green fans because I know that feeling of anticipation and just waiting and waiting and waiting. And I've said before, I haven't been on the John Green bandwagon. By no shade at all, just because I haven't read his books, but I'm definitely going to do it. So I'm happy for people.
Have you been to any midnight releases?
Oh, yes. The last one, I used to go to a lot of the Harry Potter ones when I was old enough to make my dad drop me off and let me do that. And the last one I went to was like 2 years ago when Harry Potter and the Cursed Child came out. And it was definitely midnight, and at the end of it, I was just like, I'm too old for this, but this was a great experience, and I probably won't be doing that again. Too old.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. Midnight, I'm in my bed, sorry.
I know.
Well, and then if you go through all that trouble, you have to read at least a piece of the book. Otherwise, it's like, why did I stay up to midnight? So then you have to stay up further to like read some, and then it's like 2 o'clock in the morning, and you're very, very sleepy.
My fandom only stretches so far. Like my sleep schedule, I'm sorry.
It's very important.
It's very important.
Yeah. Well, while some consumers get pumped enough to buy their favorite books at midnight, others are looking for a more lazy and more hip way to purchase books.
You've heard of food trucks, and maybe you've seen boutique buses, but have you been acquainted with literature vans? This concept is becoming more widespread, and we read a recent story about one literary bus in particular called Tell a Story. The Tell a Story bus is a 1975 vintage van that has been outfitted with bookshelves and travels around Portugal, catering to tourists and bringing them reading material on the go. Have you seen anything like this, and what do you think about it?
What do you guys think?
Oh, I think it's so cute.
It's so cute.
Yes.
It's a cool way because, I mean, there's like Portuguese literature and it's translated into like English and French and German and all these different languages, so you can really get a taste of their culture like while you're there and while you're visiting.
Which is so smart, and then also tourists are suckers for buying things on vacation, I know, myself included. So if somebody rolled up in a really cute van and offered me Portugal's greatest literature translated into English, I would definitely buy something.
That just sounds so sketchy, though. It's like, if you offered me candy, I'm a tourist, so why not?
Well, when in Rome.
Yeah.
And when you're on vacation, I don't really think about going into a bookstore.
Right.
Even a local bookstore, so
They bring it to you.
it's a great
I mean,
idea.
it is cool.
And there's
But also, it's a sketchy van coming up too, in a different country, so we might need to talk about these things.
There's a cool one in Austin that I've actually seen around town called Fifth Dimension Books. And so it's a school bus that has been retrofitted to be a bookstore, and it's really cute, and it caters to sci-fi, so it's very space-centric and really cool and really cute. So if you are in Austin, Texas, and you see Fifth Dimension Books, you guys will have to check that out.
Yes, and the Tell a Story van is so cute.
Yeah.
So cute. So you'll definitely have to check that out. I love whenever they do that with like buses and they make them eclectic on the inside and they add in like couches and all that stuff. Super creative.
Very cool.
Well, let us know in the comment where you buy your books from, if you've ever gone onto one of these school buses, and if you've ever seen anything as quirky as this. In the meantime, we are going to take a quick break, but when we get back, we have more news for you. Plus, Tiffany's going to tell us what's on her nightstand. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
So the crossover in the entertainment industry is pretty intense, and the literary world is definitely not left out of that circle.
Actress, model, and now author Cara Delevingne has a book out this month. Delevingne's novel, Mirror, Mirror, is a coming-of-age tale for young teen girls who were caught between mystery and their one true love, music. What do you guys think about the crossover of authors, and will you be checking this book out?
So I think it's a really interesting thing to see actors and people in different entertainment fields crossing over and writing lots of books, and I feel like that's really inundated right now. There's lots of that, don't you think?
Yeah, like Tom Hanks is coming out with his book this month. And then a lot of comedians, too.
Chris Colfer from Glee, he has a whole fantasy series that he's been, he has several volumes of it out. So it's a really hot thing for authors, and not just memoirs, like lots of fiction stuff.
Yeah. But, I mean, what do you guys think about them coming into, like, your book world? Because, I mean, when I want to look at my bookshelf, I really want to, like, be a part of all these different stories, not exactly, like, memoirs.
Yes, yeah. I think it's cool that they're writing fiction. I hate to be this person and say this, but I don't really care about Cara Delevingne, so her book doesn't jump out at me as like, oh, I can't wait to read this, but I can understand her fans being really excited about it.
It sounds like a really cool, intense book, though. I mean, it's talking about, like, finding your identity when you're a teenager, when, and, like, what kind of questions you have, and it's also fiction, so it's not, like, pushing anyone to think a certain way, but kind of opening up your world to think about certain things. And, I mean, I think it sounds like a cool book for teenage girls.
Yeah.
I think it's a great idea. I mean, I pick up books from my favorite, say, basketball coach. John Calipari from the University of Kentucky has written several books. I've read all of them. So I think it's a great idea. Plus, you think these folks, they're in some respect, they are artists.
Absolutely.
And
they're storytellers, for sure.
They're storytellers, so why not put it down in writing?
And it's a really great business decision, I think, because you already have a market of fans who will buy whatever just because they love you so much. So
yeah. I'm not personally, a person that is like hardcore about certain actors or actresses. So, but some people are, and I can see them flocking to these books.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of entertainment crossovers, writer, director, actor, and total representation of life goals, Jessica Williams has a new announcement out.
Williams made headlines this year when she became besties with J.K. Rowling, living out every Harry Potter fan's dreams. Now her connections go one step further as she has joined the Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them cast. Her role is unspecified, but fans are awaiting more from the Harry Potter universe. What do you guys think about this news?
So first of all, I'm really jealous because Jessica Williams is just living my dream left and right at every turn. She's probably going to write a really famous fantasy series soon and be just the best author ever.
I just imagine, like, this morning you just, like, unfollowed her on Instagram. You're like, I'm done. Like, I cannot see her life anymore.
She's got it made. Everything's going really great for her. But I think it's really exciting that she gets to be a part of Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them because this is a new Harry Potter story for us, so who knows what she's going to get to do, and hopefully it'll be something really cool.
Yeah, what do you think?
How do these people hook up and become besties? That's what I want to know.
How does one become Jessica Williams?
I know.
Or the Jessica Williams?
So the way she got in with J.K. Rowling is because she used to be a correspondent on The Daily Show, and J.K. Rowling started following Jessica Williams on Twitter because she was so funny. And so she just kind of reached out to her and was like, hey, you're really funny. And then it turns out they have the same birthday. So like last summer they decided, like they were both in London, and J.K. Rowling was like, hey, do you want to like celebrate our birthdays together and be friends forever? And so that happened.
Well, Mo, it's crazy because you are also funny. And so I feel like maybe you're J.K. Rowling's best friend, and you are the next Jessica Williams, because I know you want to be her so badly, and I believe in you.
Thank you.
I think you just need to change your birthday now.
Yeah. Well, my birthday is in July. It's just not on the right day, so close. So close. Maybe next time.
Birthday month. You celebrate birthday months with them.
Yay, I will.
Well, let us know in the comments what you guys think of this Potter news. Right now, we're going to go head over to Tiffany and find out what good books we should be reading right now. So, Tiffany, what's on your nightstand?
Hey guys, I just got back from Alpine, Texas at Front Street Books, an amazing independent bookstore out in far west Texas. And they were having their banned books week. So I walked into the store and there was all of these books that the managers and staff had picked out as books that had either been banned in schools, some from churches, some from libraries, and they had this amazing assortment of books. They also had a bestseller table where they had their picks from the New York Times bestseller list, and this book really caught my eye. It's called Coyote America by Dan Flores. It's a natural and supernatural history of the coyote. He does this in parallel with American expansionism. So while author Dan Flores, he lives outside of Santa Fe, New Mexico, and he says, you know, he can walk outside and hear the beautiful howling of the coyote that's a 500,000-year-old howl. But it's not just in rural areas. The coyote has expanded into Los Angeles, into Queens, and we've done a lot of natural science research on their expansion. He goes through a history, a timeline of our perception of the coyote, how at one point we had a national campaign to completely exterminate them that they have lived through, how during the 60s Walt Disney popularized the coyote with Wile-E, how in the 70s we had authors and singers and songwriters like Joni Mitchell writing about coyotes and that connotation. And then when the wolf made its big media appearance in the 80s, that's when perceptions really started to change. So he covers the pros and cons, and again, he does it in a way that teaches a lot about Americana, about our heritage and our culture. He has some really cool interviews on the radio if you want to Google and listen to them. So I hope that you get this awesome book, Coyote America, on the flash sale today for just 99 cents.
Thank you, Tiffany. We love hearing from you and other strong women in literature. One organization is taking a stance to remind the world how much we need women in literature and in the classroom.
The Harry Potter Alliance is a nonprofit organization that has a mission to turn fans into heroes. They aim to change the world by making activism accessible through the power of story. They've been around since 2005, engaging millions of fans through work for equality, human rights, and literacy. One of their latest projects is aimed at education for women and has the tagline, "A world, #without Hermione."
The idea is that the world without Hermione would lead to darkness. Spoiler alert, Voldemort wins and everyone dies. During the campaign, 50% of the money raised will go to the organization She's the First. So check out more info online.
So I really love this nonprofit and the work they do, and She's the First is an organization that other famous people and nonprofits have partnered with, basically to bring equity to education. So, you know, empower women around the world, because other countries aren't educating women the way that they should be.
So what you should understand, I've traveled a lot to developing countries, is that most of them don't have public education, and families have to pay fees for their kids to go to school, buy books, buy uniforms, and when they are making a decision about scarce resources, it's often the girls stay home and the boys go to school, and often when they get to middle school, that's when they most often drop out because they're more useful on the farm.
Right.
So this organization helps pay for those fees, those uniforms, to help those girls get in school and stay in school longer. Because the fees go up the older they get.
Wow, that's so sad. And then who knows what happens to the girls after that?
It's normally life of farming and marriage, and that's it.
Wow.
And I like that this campaign puts Hermione at the center of it, because she's such a great role model for young women, especially young women who hear things like, you know, it's not good to be too smart, or there's like a lot of stigma that goes along with being kind of like a snooty book smart girl. And Hermione breaks all of those barriers, and she says, hey, I don't care, this is the thing that's cool to do. And it's beautiful, and I love it.
Yeah, she's so easy to look up to. And then Emma Watson, of course, as well. I mean, she is an actress who is extremely successful, but she's like, I'm going to go to college and be awesome, you know, and I'm going to continue my education. So I think it is the perfect model.
Yeah, so #without Hermione, check it out.
Let us know in the comments if there are any bookish nonprofits you love, and be sure to check out the Harry Potter Alliance.
And don't forget about that flash sale. So for 19 minutes after this show, you can get your copy of Coyote America for only 99 cents.
All right, well, thank you for joining us today. I'm Mo.
I'm Andrea.
I'm Morgan.
And we will, of course, be back on Wednesday. So until then, keep reading, writing, and being awesome. I know we will. Bye.
Bye.